like I say, what some 20-year-old or black person did not realize, did not know, is that the English or German leader or person that was living inside that house, building the country and fixing things, was about to turn it over to the black people. And the black person, the black child or black 20-year-old person, decided to just go in there into that British or English colony house and shoot that person. But that person was actually going to leave the country in a few days or a few years or a few months. And I believe he was actually shooting him because he found out that the mother and daughter would be leaving too. So he went in there and killed the man of the house and basically, I guess, raped the two girls. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, he said when he saw the girl, the queen or the girl, get off the aircraft, he knew she was going to be his. He was just some worker with a gun. Decided to shoot him and try and rape her. He had her for like 5 years or 3 years or something like that. And I think we eventually did get her back. I'm not exactly sure. It was very sad. Anyway, they were both my paid employees. I guess he didn't realize that. So anyway. Oh well. I wonder if he's still alive. I suppose he is, maybe. I think I might have had him ordered his death or torture. I'm not sure. I guess he'll find out when he does die. Anyway, I don't know. See, there were things that I ordered and had done. And they're going to be carried out. They're going to be done. Regardless. So, like I said, many people thought I was just Brian. Many people thought I was just whatever. I'm not. I'm Lucifer Star. I'm the creator. I had exoskeletons and lots of other life forms that would carry out my wishes and my desires and my orders. Regardless. They had no feeling. They have no feelings. They have no care. They don't care about anything. They just do what they're commanded to do. So they were going to do what I commanded them to do regardless. Like I said, Richard Nixon and JFK and John McCain and so many other people were trying to lie to people. Blah, 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 blah. When the Lord commands it, as here as in heaven, blah, 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 blah. They didn't realize that it didn't really matter what they said. It didn't really matter what they did. Those actions were going to be carried out regardless. Regardless of thinking, regardless of reason, regardless of whatever, what I commanded would be carried out. So when I said someone was going to be killed and tortured, they were going to be killed and tortured, regardless. So, anyway, like I said, the insects or exoskeletons, they didn't really, they were bound to me. They would just do whatever I commanded. So, anyway, so yeah, a few people upon their death or whatever, we're going to find out something very, very, very unsettling. Like I said, Richard Nixon or JFK or somebody was trying to run around saying that they had control, blah, blah, blah. They don't. They're not me. Even if they pretend to be me, even if they look like me, even if they live in my White House, they were not me. More than they could convince people maybe blah, blah, blah. So it didn't really matter what they thought, what they wanted, what they cared about. It mattered what I wanted and what I thought and what I cared about. So, anyway, yeah, unfortunately, like I said, I'm the one with the unbreakable contracts. 100 trillion years ago, or quite a while long ago, I had something called the unbreakable contract, unbreakable bond. When someone signed a contract with me or whatever, it was they were bound to that contract regardless. And they would be forced to comply, regardless. Anyway, I used it for a few things, and then I basically stopped doing it and stopped offering it to people. So, anyway, it doesn't really matter. But it was something I did in history and time and space and whatever. It's because I was that powerful or that, whatever. Anyway, I didn't use it to hurt anyone, and generally most people didn't even know that they had an unbreakable contract or unbreakable bond with me. It's just something that I was doing, blah, blah, blah. And many people didn't even know. Maybe even some Irish people would find out. And I would be like, oh, that's fine. I know you're behind schedule. That's fine. Yeah, you can have more money. No problem. Or more time. Yeah, that's fine. So most people didn't even know that there was death and torture involved. Most people, like I said, most people would never know that death and torture was associated with the unbreakable contracts. That they're death and then torture. Like I said, I believe JFK or Richard Nixon or someone else were the only people to find out that, yeah, well, there is an unbreakable bond which comes with death and torture if they broke my contract. So anyway, I think only 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or a few people, maybe 1,000 people found out the hard way of what an unbreakable contract really is. Lucifer Star's unbreakable contracts. Not the devil, not anything, me. So anyway, it was thousands or trillions of years ago, and later on, after a time, I was like, all right, that's it, no more. I'm fine. Everything's complete. It was just for building civilizations anyway. It was just because when I needed something done, I needed it done, regardless. So, because I don't waste my time. Like I would tell other people, I would say, do you know who I am? I'm the #1 civilization builder, the creator of 12 life form types. I don't have time to waste. I don't have, I don't have time to waste with your mating habits. You can't just go around killing my people. If that person was building something for me, blah, blah, blah. I don't know you, I don't trust you, and because you killed him, obviously you're a problem. So, anyway, like I said, I needed things done. And I wasn't going to waste my time. Anyway, I was pissed off. I was really pissed off. Anyway, whatever. I think he was killed or tortured or something like that. Next. So anyway, I don't really know. Like I say, maybe people would find out. Ah! It's like, yeah, well, what? I'm Lucifer Star. Like, besides, like I said, generally also what other people would do to people is far worse than what I would do. So anyway, like I would say, I just ask people to do things. The other people use whips. So anyway, whatever. And I pay people. So anyway, whatever. And I also give stuff and everything else for stuff completed. Anyway, though, whatever. It's a long time ago, and basically, yeah, and a bunch of people got killed and tortured and everything else like that, and then life turned against them, and basically, who knows? They were tortured for 1,000 years, or a couple hundred. They tried to torture, some other people were trying to torture me for 1,000 years, or a couple hundred, but it's like, well, no one had reason to torture me, so. Anyway, whatever. I don't really care. Realistically, they just wanted something or other, but, like I said, they bit off more than they could chew. Coming after the creator of life forms. Anyway, whatever. Like I said, I was a great, great man with the colony ship and whatever. Anyway, like I said, I think Nixon eventually found out about me, or exactly found out whose house they were living in. Or they figured that they would just kill whoever house they were living in and live in it. And it's like, well, yeah, that's Lucifer Star's house. Creator of humanity and 12 other life form types. So, yeah. Probably not going to be able to lie about who's living in that house. Or probably not going to actually be able to lie about who I am. And like I said, a lot of people were trying to kill me to make sure that I was me. It's like, yes, I'm me. I think we're done with that. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Like I say, I don't really care. Yeah, but yeah. Lucifer Star, the unbreakable contracts, Lucifer Star of this and that. And lots of people would ask, are you that Lucifer Star? It's like, yeah, I am. I'm that Lucifer Star. Unbreakable contracts. And some other people were wondering what an unbreakable contract was and blah, blah. And I think I explained some part of it to them. And I was like, this is all I can tell you, but blah, blah, blah at the time. And they're like, oh. It's like, yeah, most people don't even know that it's unbreakable. Whatever. So, upon death and torture. It's like, and later on I was telling people, I was like, if you break this contract, you will be tortured and you will die. Anyway, and they're like, you're bluffing, blah, 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 blah. They broke the contract. Oh, well. Tried to tell them they was unbreakable. Ah, ah, ah. Oh, well. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Other people are like, Jesus for Christ. It's like, well, they shouldn't have broken it. Anyway, like I said, I had an unbreakable contract with a lot of other people. Even the Irish. I had an unbreakable contract with them. They never knew. They never knew it was an unbreakable contract. They never experienced. They were just good people. Oh my God, the universe has good people. Wow, imagine that. And they never knew that they were even involved in an unbreakable contract or something like that. They worked hard. They worked good. They finished the projects and they finished them basically on time and blah, blah, blah. And everything worked fine. So they never knew that they were actually part of a Lucifer Star unbreakable contract. Because they did everything they were supposed to. And they acted right and did everything good. So, anyway. Like I said, I love the Irish. And even the Scottish, probably. Like, all my people were very good people. And they never knew. They never had to see my bad side. So anyway, yeah, whatever. That's probably why, like I say, a few people would break the contract and basically find out the hard way. That there were 5 or 6 life forms that really didn't have any emotions or care. They would just simply do what they were ordered to do. Which were pre-standing orders, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. They were watching me, watching the contracts, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I set them up billions upon trillions of years ago, way before humanity ever came along. Humanity didn't even know that they existed. And many people thought that they didn't exist. But they do. They did. They probably still do. They're probably I think they're very much unkillable. I don't know, or at least very hard to kill. I'm not exactly sure what they are. And whatever. I don't really care. But yeah, the Lucifer Stars unbreakable contracts. I think I had some Irish people and some other people that signed my unbreakable contract too. And I explained to them that the contract is unbreakable, blah, blah. And I think they came back to me later on and said, blah, blah, we know, blah, 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 blah. But we can't, blah, blah. And I said, oh, that's fine. That's no problem. Yes, you can have more time. Do you need more money? So, anyway. So, like I said, there was lots of ways out of that didn't involve torture or death. And it worked out just fine. Everything was built. Everything proceeded just fine. The Irish and the Irish got to feel good about themselves later on. It's like, yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. I understand. Of course, it's a big ship. It's going to take longer. Yes. I don't really run. I run a good, efficient crew. So, anyway, the Germans, I believe, might have come here to the Earth to actually warn people about the unbreakable contracts. And it's like, you have to. So anyway, whatever. Like I say, I didn't really want to see people tortured or dead. But oh well. Anyway, a few people found out the hard way. Anyway, a bunch of other people were running around trying to say blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no. That was only my thing. And I only did it with a few people. And they knew not to mess with me or cross me. And they didn't. And everything went off swimmingly, as they say, or perfect. They never even knew. And they even got rich and were well off afterwards. Like I said, those who actually, it was an unbreakable contract, but those who actually, it's because I didn't want to waste my time with excuses or lies. I would tell them, I said, I'm not going to waste my time with excuses and lies. You're going to do what you said you were going to do, what I paid you to do, regardless. So, anyway, and like I said, once they were done, lots of money and wealth and power and they got to feel proud about themselves and everything else, and it was a great party time, and they got gifts, they had a huge party, and they were happy. They were incredibly happy afterwards. So, anyway, it worked out great for them. Anyway, I just didn't want to waste my time with excuses and lies. So, but anytime they explained the situation, I was like, oh, of course, no problem. I understand.